first Long Beach Collectables Expo for 2018 is now officially in the books, and along with it, Heritage Auctions' Long Beach US Signature Coins auction held in conjunction with the event. A total of 5,832 coins fell under the auctioneer's gavel and managed to raise well over $20 million. And central to that was a bewildering array of scarce and high-quality $10 Gold Eagle coins, most of which stemmed from the Admiral collection, which is one of the most impressive collections of Gold Eagles you were likely to come across. And the star of not only that collection but the show itself is undoubtedly this 1875 Liberty Head Gold Eagle. The coin does have the distinction of being the lowest mintage regular issue on the entire $10 series. With a meager mintage of only 100 coins, it is believed that no more than a dozen or so, with some sources stating as few as 8 or 9 examples, survived to this day. The coin was graded by NGC at an assigned grade of AU50, which means that there are only 3 coins known with a finer grade, with no known examples existing in mint state at all. This ultra rarity sold for a show-stopping $372,000. The next coin is an 1897 Gold Eagle from the New Orleans Mint. While the mintage of this coin is not exactly staggeringly low at 42,500, it does pale in comparison to the nearly 1 million struck at the Philadelphia Mint in the same year. Where this coin shines is the fact that it is an absolute conditional rarity and the sole finest graded at MS67. According to provenance, the coin was purchased directly from the mint in 1897, only leaving that collection nearly 50 years later to form a part of the Eliasberg collection. Then sold again in 1982 by Bowers & Ruddy, and then again offered publicly here, still in its old school green PCGS slab, where it sold for $264,000. Sticking with Gold Eagles, but now going back to the mint's early days with this 1799 cap bust $10 gold coin. The example on display here is of the small obverse stars variety. Because the mint didn't distinguish between the small and large stars varieties, the exact mintage figure is uncertain, but the small stars variety does appear to be the more plentiful of the two. Graded by PCGS at MS64, the coin managed to sell for $144,000 at the event. Another absolute rarity from the Admiral collection is this 1842 Liberty Head Eagle. While 27,400 were originally minted at the New Orleans Mint, it is estimated that less than 250 coins remain extant to this day. 17 of those are known to have been recovered from the sunken wreckage of the SS Republic. Again, this coin is the finest known example for the date and mint at a grade of MS63 from PCGS, and sold for an equally laudable $288,000. Proof Coronet Eagles are always a joy to behold, as there were so comparably few of them minted to begin with. Even with the fairly lofty mintage figure of 80 coins reached in 1887, the survival rate is shockingly low. Today, less than 30 proof coins are thought to have survived. This coin is simply exquisite though, sharply struck and well preserved, as attested to by the grade of proof 64 from PCGS with a green CAC seal. It did sell for $78,000. The final Liberty Head Eagle I'd like to highlight for this video is one of only 3 known mint state examples of the 1863 gold $10 coin from the San Francisco Mint. As if the surprisingly low mintage of 10,000 coins wasn't bad enough, the survival rate for this coin is almost beyond belief, as only 50 to 60 pieces are known today. The coin was graded by PCGS at MS60 and was sold for a worthy $132,000. During 1797, the mint transitioned from the older small eagle design to the better-known heraldic eagle reverse design for the gold eagle coins. However, both designs were still produced to some degree in the same year, creating major varieties within the same date. The small eagle Type 1 variety is of an estimated 55 to 65 coins that are thought to have survived of the original mintage. Housed in an NGC slab with a grade of AU53, the coin sold for $90,000. Then, moving sharply away from the gold eagles for the time being, I'd like to present this Type 1 1917D Standing Liberty quarter dollar. Now, I'll freely admit some bias, as the Standing Liberties are easily one of my favorite all-round coin designs, but this coin is a prime example of what this design is meant to look like. From the sharp strike to the blazing white fields and unmatched mint luster, this MS67 coin with full head details from NGC earned every cent of its $8,400 closing price. Another showstopper was this 1794 flowing hair silver dollar. This first year of issue silver dollar coin will always draw attention when one becomes available. At a grade of VF35, this particular coin managed to raise a whopping $303,000. As rare die varieties go, the 1817/4 cap bust half dollar is just about one of the most difficult coins you can attempt to pursue. To date, only 11 examples have been discovered and are known to the numismatic community. This coin is the Colorado example and is classified as an Overton 102 variety, which actually places it in an earlier die state for the type. PCGS gave the coin a grade of G6 and its new owner had to part with $96,000 to add this coin to their collection. Sticking with half dollars but moving closer to what is certainly a more familiar design, we see this 1921S Walking Liberty half dollar. While the San Francisco minted coin is surely the most plentiful of the 1921 issues, it remains a key low mintage issue for the series. And a quick glance at the population report reveals only a handful of coins of this lofty grade. Certified by PCGS at MS65, the coin passed under the auctioneer's gavel for $90,000. Of the coins offered to commemorate the Panama Pacific Convention in 1915, the gold $50 coins are by far the most sought after today, even if it wasn't necessarily the case upon its initial release. Of the initial mintage of 1,500, only 483 were actually sold. This coin rests in a PCGS holder with a grade of MS64 with a green CAC seal and managed to raise $114,000. A very interesting chapter in American numismatics is perfectly exemplified by what is today referred to as the bar coppers, believed to have been struck in 1785 and first noted as circulating in New York during November of that same year. This example was struck on an unusual oval-shaped planchet. The VF35 grade from NGC managed to sell for $9,000 in its turn. The short-lived Massachusetts Mint, located in Boston, really only operated for 2 years from 1787 to 1788 and was swiftly abandoned in 1789 after the US Constitution was ratified. However, in those 2 years, they managed to produce some of the finest pre-US Mint, uniquely American coins of the era. This half-cent coin is exquisite and the only certified example known with a red-brown attribution. $19,200 saw this MS65 red-brown coin find what I am sure is pride of place in a new collection. of the several private gold issues that took place during the first half of the 19th century, few were so widely accepted and circulated for so long as the so-called bachelor dollar coins. Inscribed with both the denomination and an actual gold weight, it is easy to see why. This coin was apparently struck with a badly misaligned die, but still managed to obtain a grade of AU55 from PCGS and sold for $60,000. Of the numerous copper coins produced during the 1780s, the Nova Eborac coins of New York are of the more interesting. Though no definitive evidence exists, there is sufficient anecdotal evidence to point to the likelihood that the coins were minted by John Bailey and Ephraim Brasher of the Brasher doubloon fame. This coin was graded by NGC at MS66 and sold at auction for $36,000. From there, we move back into more familiar territory for most collectors with this 1895 Morgan dollar from the New Orleans Mint, a coin that is virtually unobtainable in a mint state grade. This coin was graded by NGC at a grade of MS63 and saw a final price of $48,000 at the event. 1893 was the last year of issue for the Carson City Mint. That, paired with a fairly low mintage issue and the fact that the coin is virtually unseen in gem grades, this MS65 example could easily have sold for even well above its closing price of $63,092. 1892 S. Morgans represent a curious dilemma for collectors of the series. The coin saw a plentiful mintage of 1.2 million and is as such obtainable in lower grades for a reasonable price. But in mint state, however, the story is very different. Nearly unknown in MS grades, with only a few dozen examples reflecting in the census report, this coin managed a nearly unheard of grade of MS65 from PCGS and sold for an equally impressive $192,000. To say that the matte proof coins, or Roman gold as the mint was trying to pass them off as, were unpopular with collectors at the time of issue would be a dramatic understatement. Today, however, these are extremely prized by collectors, and even the most plentiful issues such as the 1910 Quarter Eagle will draw heated attention. In a PCGS slab with a grade of proof 66, this coin was sold for $39,600. Mintages of the Barber half-dollar in San Francisco fell drastically during 1904, making it a key issue for the series as a whole. This coin is graded by NGC and has an assigned grade of MS63, putting it in an elite class for the date and allowing it to sell for $16,800. Amongst the ranks of the modern coins that were noteworthy at the auction would be this 1972 S proof dime. At a given grade of proof 70 deep cameo from PCGS, it holds the distinction of being the single finest graded coin on record. In short, a registry set owner's dream coin, accounting for the final bid of $8,400 for this coin. And then, to close off this presentation of some of the dream coins that were on offer at Long Beach, let's take a look at the 1907 high relief St. Gordon's Double Eagle gold coin with a wire rim. The piece was graded by NGC at MS65 and managed to sell for a very impressive $84,000. Let me know what you think of these amazing coins and which would be your favorite in the comment section below. Feel free to subscribe to WNN and activate notifications by hitting the little bell icon too. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, and remember, keep collecting and have a great day.